think it starts with a data journey through your network. What's your data doing? Where's it going? What's its mission in supporting what it is you do today? And then you say, well, how important is that? And if it's that important, I'll be honest, you should be throwing symmetric keys at either end and saying, I am going to be sustainable into the quantum era, no matter what comes. And you do that today. If you make that decision, you got to stand back. So how do I do that? Do I stick with existing appreciate key technology, which we know is super hard to manage? It's very difficult. You tend not to rotate the keys often enough. You don't know if you've got a bad actor inside your network unless you're watching everything that goes on. Or do you start to experiment and deploy new solutions and new software provisions? Because we're moving to a digital age. But if you don't get to it, then you're going to get stuck. And I think that awareness of what's in the marketplace, what's coming, are those things real? How do I test it? If you wait for the first person to do that, guarantee is the bad actor will beat you. All good things need to be tested and tried. And I kind of stand back as I look at the estate and say, okay, so how do I get to my budget points? How do I start to delayer my network? How do I encrypt as far down the network as I can to allow me to make the management and policy decisions that I need to make? How do I achieve this conversation you hear lots and lots of buzzwords? My split trust architecture. How do I manage my keys? Because the key is not the encryption algorithm. Okay, the encryption algorithm plus the key gives you your cipher data. Generically, the encryption algorithms are really, really good. The challenge is managing the key. Why is TLS leaving an open ingestion point for new symmetric keys moving forward? Why do customers want to bring their own keys to networks and have that control? All those things are there. We move into a digital age. The solutions are going to be digital solutions. They're the only things that can keep pace. They're the only things that aren't going to demand that you rip your networks apart and replace them. They're the only things that you can layer new emerging algorithms on top of existing infrastructures. They're the only things that are going to give you mobility in a mobile world. And I think that's the conversation I do about those solutions exist. What are you doing? Are you getting stuck with the conversation quantum, or are you saying actually underneath quantum is this real and present danger of managing the keys on existing algorithms? And I think that's the thing that's got to be helped, and industry experts and industry itself and CISOs owe that to themselves to stand back and say, actually, what's the fundamental problem to fix in order to get there? And I always come back to, I start with the key, because I know the algorithms are safe. Now I know I want to protect this area of my network. What's the most economic real-time management deployment to enable me to do that? Is it coming back into my NOC and my SOC and my CSOC? Is it integrating the gateways that have open inputs for keys? Is it enabling my management service provider to deliver those services with good trust? And all of those are the things that needs to be brought to the fore. And I actually think it should be having the same weight as saying, how do I fix a ransomware problem I have today? Because if you don't do it, ransomware problems are going to become a thing of the past. And ownership of your data and your IP and everything else that is actually the true value of your business will be gone.